Here we go. Week 18 in the National Football League. Cam Rogers with you. This is Lock It In right here on the Believe Podcast Network, the #1 podcast network for professionals. My 10 best bets in 10 minutes here on this Friday. Happy New Year to everybody out there. If you missed out on the content earlier this week, check out my conversation with Mo Egger, ESPN radio host, and of course, Golf Bets on Us with Bridget Whalen. 10 bets, 9 of them in the National Football League this weekend. One of them for Monday night's college football national championship game, Alabama and Georgia. Yet again, I have a money line play for that matchup. Last week, 6-4. Again, that makes it 12-8. Within the last 2 weeks for the season, 54-56. I'm slowly climbing my way back to 500. Let me tell you, sports betting is a humbling experience. We've all gone through our hot streaks and cold streaks. I'm feeling a hot streak, though, here in week 18. Before I get to my selections this week, let's talk about our sponsor, BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered with props, odds, lines, more so than ever before as football continues its march to the playoffs. Use our promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99 and on Instagram at Mr. Rogers98. Okay, quickly, before we get into the picks, week 18, it's a unique week in the National Football League. Why? Well, we have some teams scoreboard watching, completely out of it. The U-Haul trucks are packed up. They're ready to go. Some teams are perhaps sitting out completely. Their starters, the Packers, for instance. So there's a lot to weigh here, especially motivation. So it is a tricky week of handicapping in the NFL. So let's get into it. Dallas taking on Philadelphia. This game is Saturday night. We have 2 Saturday games here in the NFL of week 18. The Cowboys are laying 5 against these Eagles, this one in Philadelphia. What concerns me about Philadelphia is they really can't move too much in their positioning. They're probably going to be the number 7 seed in the NFC, unless, of course, the 49ers lose to the Rams and the Eagles win against the Cowboys. The COVID situation is too much for me to look away from. Dallas Goedert is on the list. Fletcher Cox is on the list for Philadelphia. The Cowboys, meanwhile, probably want to be as high of a seed as they can be, so there's more motivation for them to be competitive in this matchup. So after that Cardinals loss, I imagine Dallas wanting to not lay down against a rival this week and try to prove something on that offensive side, which has been kind of sputtering the last few weeks. So I think the Dallas Cowboys want to work on things this week. They want to win. I will take the points. Cowboys -5. Here's a good one. Lions taking on the Packers. The Packers have absolutely zero motivation to compete in this game. Aaron Rodgers won't play. Devontae Adams won't play. They have the #1 overall seed locked up. The Lions are getting 4 points in this matchup. Jared Goff is going to play at the quarterback position. I will take the Lions to cover in this matchup. Really don't have much faith in Jordan Love to keep this competitive, and I really just think the Packers want to sleepwalk through this and get to their bye week, rest up, get ready for the NFL playoffs here. Detroit, meanwhile, has been elite ATS. They have won 6 of their last 8 against the spread, and they are a reflection of Dan Campbell here. They're going to play hard. They're going to compete. They have that mentality. I'll take the Lions +4. Here's my big upset of the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. The Jacksonville Jaguars money line will stun the Indianapolis Colts in Jacksonville +675 over at BetOnline. How about this? Indianapolis hasn't won in Jacksonville since 2014. Everyone is saying that the Jaguars have zero incentive to compete. But here's the deal. These guys are professionals out there in the NFL. They're playing for paychecks, incentives. They're playing for their jobs. And the Jaguars have a chance to knock out the Colts from playoff contention. And remember when the Jags stunned the Buffalo Bills in Jacksonville? they can channel that same mentality here this week, beat the Colts, and then we'll see what happens with the rest of the AFC playoff picture. This game is huge in terms of seeding in the AFC. I think the Jags get it done, 675 money line. Washington taking on the New York Giants. I feel like Washington fans are more interested in their new team name, which will be revealed in a month, than this game. But still, look, the Giants are a mess. There's no Mike Glennon this week at the quarterback position. It's going to be Jake Fromm. And really, a win for the Giants is having positive yardage in the pass game this week, not actually covering. The Washington football team is laying 7 points in this matchup. I will take them, no problem whatsoever. They compete. They fight hard. They almost beat the Philadelphia Eagles last week. So I have faith in this team to get it done. I have zero faith in the Giants. The Steelers are taking on my Baltimore Ravens, this one at M&T Bank Stadium. The Steelers are getting 5 points in this matchup. Even though I'm picking the Ravens outright, anytime a Ravens versus Steelers matchup has a line greater than 3, 2.5, I would say, I will take the points with whomever is getting those points. The Steelers, in this case, Ben's final appearance here at M&T Bank Stadium, you would think. It's unlikely Lamar Jackson plays, and this game is going to be gross weather-wise. So again, I will take the Steelers +5, keep this one tight. Speaking of the weather, that leads me to the Ravens and the Steelers going under 41.5 points. I don't expect a lot of fireworks in this matchup. It's going to be a mixture weather-wise of sleet and rain in Baltimore. I'm just outside of Baltimore, not looking forward to that weather. Pittsburgh has hit the under on 60% of their games this season. Baltimore is at 50%, but many of those overs are due to Lamar Jackson playing at the quarterback position. That is likely not going to be the case here. So Steelers versus Ravens under 41.5 points. The Bengals taking on the Cleveland Browns. It's Brandon Allen versus Case Keenum, ladies and gentlemen. I will take the Bengals money line +220 to upset the Cleveland Browns in this matchup. No Joe Burrow, no Joe Mixon, but still, the Bengals have a shot at the #1 overall seed. I know a lot of things need to happen for that to actually occur, namely the Chiefs losing to the Broncos on Saturday, but still, the Bengals have incentive here to compete. I think they get it done against the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, the Browns probably have their U-Hauls packed up. They're ready to go. No Baker Mayfield at the quarterback position. I really can't imagine Case Keenum playing a good game, but who knows? I'll take the Bengals to stun Cleveland. The Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Jets are getting 16 points in this matchup. And yes, historically this year, the Jets have been very bad ATS, but 16 points against the Buffalo Bills, who, by the way, I think are the most flawed team in the AFC. They could be one and done in the playoffs this year. It's also possible the Bills do some scoreboard watching. If they see Miami up and likely to win against New England, the Bills will take out their players because they know they're going to win the AFC East. So look, you're not asking a lot here from the Jets. 14, 15-point game. I will take the Jets +16 in that matchup. The Falcons taking on the Saints here. This is an interesting matchup because A, the Saints have a shot at the postseason with the win, but B, I think the Falcons are going to play hard here for Arthur Smith. I'm going to take the Falcons money line +160 to get this done. They still have some solid players on the offensive side. That defense played pretty well, by the way, against Buffalo, picking off Josh Allen 3 times. So in a divisional game where anything can happen, I think the Falcons spoil the Saints' playoff hopes here. They get it done at home, money line +160. Let's get to the national championship game. Alabama taking on Georgia. Georgia was laying 6 points versus Alabama in the SEC title game and lost outright. And still, the Bulldogs are the favorites, but only by 2.5 this go around at BetOnline. Look, Bryce Young lit up the Bulldogs' defense last time, and I really have no reason to think that's going to change here on Monday night. The timing is too close between these games here, the SEC title game and the national championship game, to really change anything schematically speaking on that defensive side for Georgia. So you work with that assumption that Bryce Young is going to air it out, score a lot of points, and Can Stetson Bennett hang around? Can that Georgia offense air it out and compete in a shootout? We learned in the SEC championship game, Georgia could not keep up. That is going to be the same script. So I'm going to take Alabama money line plus 124 in this matchup. They will be national champions yet again. And let's not forget, Nick Saban is 4-0 against Kirby Smart. Give me the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide, roll in the national championship game. So there you go, my 10 best bets of the football weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Final full slate of the NFL, by the way. It is sad, but I'm excited about the playoffs. Let's recap here. Cowboys -5, Lions +4, Jaguars win. Washington -7, Steelers +5, Steelers versus Ravens under 41.5, Bengals win, Jets +16, Falcons win, and Alabama will win the national championship game. Continue the conversation on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. Follow me on Instagram at Mr. Rogers98. This has been Lock It In with Cam Rogers. Good luck to your bets this weekend. I'll talk to you next week.